Let's do that. Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to my Die Hard with a Vengeance podcast. I'm going to get right started because the movie, I'm a little few minutes late. Hi, Johnny Jerry. Yeah, this is my favorite of the franchise. As much as I love the first movie, this one takes place in New York City. So it resonated with me the most. Plus, I like that it's a fish out of water story where, well, there's this one and then the fourth one. You have John McClane in the city where he did his job, but with a terrorist that you know is related to the villain from the first movie, so it has a huge connection to the first film. And it's only kind of underrated because Rotten Tomatoes hated this movie for some reason. They gave it like a 55%. I'm like, what the hell did you expect 5 years after Die Hard 2? Here we go. 2 hours and 8 minutes. I'll get you through it. This is my favorite one. I saw this in theaters when they re-released it in 2013. They gave all 5 movies in a marathon. This was my favorite one. I'm like, this is awesome. R-rated, mid-90s when I was much older. I was 10 when this came out. And it just gets right into the action. You don't have to wait half hour in the first one, like, you know, in a building. It doesn't have Holly this time to save him. No William Atherton, no Reginald Val Johnson, just McClane and some brand new characters and a new villain. The last really good villain in the franchise, I can easily say that. And they don't call it Die Hard 3. It's Die Hard, bam, with a vengeance. And I'm glad this is not a Christmas movie because perfect movie for Kwanzaa. Samuel Jackson in this movie. I will not be repeating one of the words that they say in this word because if Josh sees this podcast, I don't want him to think I'm a racist. A lot of people think I'm a racist already. And yes, also I give sympathy to the people that got blown up in that state. I think it was Nashville, Tennessee. My thoughts are with you guys who survived or, you know, died. I'm so sorry that this world is so evil, but we got to keep living in it. Here we go. An explosion in the first 5 minutes of the movie. Normally, we have to wait a lot longer. And this is not a Michael Bay movie. John McTiernan came back. So we got a lot of the stuff that I liked in the first movie here. It was cold outside, by the way. Yeah, I saw this in the theater with a bunch of people. Well, actually, it was a couple of people. Before social distancing was a thing. Yeah. And some CinemaSins said that this movie doesn't feel like a Die Hard movie, that they just shoehorned in the first one just to connect it to the first one. But it's still better than Spider-Man 3, where they have to make Uncle Ben's killer not the killer from the first movie, but the Sandman. Mm-hmm. And here's Jeremy Irons. No, Johnny, I didn't see it back in 1995 in the theater. I was 10. I was too young. CinemaSins don't know shit about movies. I see it to see what stupid things they're gonna say. They did things wrong with Endgame. There's nothing wrong with Endgame. That movie is a perfect superhero movie. Yeah, it's long, but it's freaking epic. I didn't see I gotta reiterate that. I went back in 2013 and I saw all 5 of the Die Hard movies. The first 3, and then Live Free or Die Hard, the PG-13 cut. And then I saw 5, which is flawed, but I'll get to that one next year. I didn't see it in 95. I was too young. I was only 10. My parents didn't let me see R-rated movies until I was at least a teenager. And even then, I had to see it with adult supervision because, you know, they thought heavy violence and nudity and F-bombs are going to change me. They have, but not in a bad way. There's the Native Canadian actor from Twilight. There's John. Yeah, he's giving him aspirin. Again, guys, don't pop pills. It's not worth it. This is the best one, in my opinion, before Bruce Willis lost his hair. Because it was the grittiest since the first one. CinemaSins are just stupid. I just watch them to get a good laugh at their expense. I don't care what they think. I don't care what anybody thinks. So if I love a movie, I'm not gonna apologize for it. Yeah, New York City, a city I've lived in for decades. I was too young in '95. I didn't go to the theater that much in '95. I think we didn't go to the theater a lot this year. Back in the '90s, I went very rarely. I only saw G-rated and PG-rated movies. My first PG-13 in theaters was Independence Day, the first one, in 1996. And no, I will not be repeating what says on the sign because it's very racist. And if anybody's black in the podcast in the live chat, I don't want to offend them. What does it have to do with you? You're connected to the killer, and you killed his brother in the first one. Oh, and by the way, this sign, never wear it in real life because you will get shot. If anybody ever attempted to wear this at Comic-Con, not only would they get arrested, they would get shot. Because it's the most hateful word you can ever say to someone of color, even if they're not black. I'm not going to repeat it, I promise. Because on TV, they would usually blur it out, but no, I'm seeing this movie in the raw. No cuts. He's in the middle of Harlem, 25 years before the Black Lives Matter movement was big this year. And he's wearing a very hateful sign. Of course, this is a movie. If this was real, these guys would have stabbed him to death. You think wearing a mask in public is if you wear a mask in public that says Black Lives Matter is offensive, you should check this out. Here comes Samuel Jackson. And Samuel Jackson's really dark skinned. He's not like light skinned like the Zendaya. I get the whole movement, guys. I get it, okay? Black people want to be treated with dignity. I get it. As a person of color, I know what you're talking about. I look white, but I'm not white. This is a whole holiday, Kwanzaa, which is all about celebrating African tradition and unity. Nobody. Who do we not want to help us? White people. Yep. Yes, there's racial tension in this movie. Guys, it was the mid-90s. Back in 1995, if you got a pair of Jordans, no matter what race you are, they would jump you for that. Nowadays, nobody cares about shoes anymore. Yeah, not like this. Trust me, Johnny, no matter what race you are, don't ever wear a sign like this. The Black Lives Matter is going to look like an I love you sign compared to this. Woo! Oh, yes, I know. Oh, my God. I don't use that word, guys. It's derogatory, and I have a lot of friends on Facebook that are part black, so I am not going to say that. My brother says it, but I told him that's racist. Don't say that. Yeah, if you don't think there was a lot of racial tension back in the 90s, you should see a lot of 90s films. Look at Rush Hour. Again, I'm not going to say the word, guys. Trust me, I'm never going to wear a sign like that. I love this movie, but that's something in the movie I will never, ever do. Why didn't they use the N-word sign anyway in the first place? Simon's a racist. He's a German racist that had black people, apparently. Why did they use it? Because the writers, I think Stephen D'Souza wasn't doing this because he was doing Street Fighter. I've been to Harlem. I would never use that word. Yep, look, a bunch of black guys. Who wrote this movie? Let me see. Besides McTiernan, I know McTiernan directed it. Oh wait, Rush Hour does have some racist moments as well. Yeah, it does. The first one especially. Do you understand the words coming out of my mouth and all that? And it's not soul food. Yeah. Again, guys, I'm not a racist. I said I don't like Brits because I don't like the way they talk. Mostly the recent actors that have been in the last 10 years, not act. See? Remember what they did to the cop in RoboCop? Yeah. Because, yeah, especially what happened to black people this year. Yeah. I'm never going to say that, guys. Because I saw Black Klansman last year. Very empowering. Even though it's really racist, that movie had a lot of black empowerment, and it worked for me. Do you like this more than any of the Rush Hour films? Yes. Samuel Jackson's a great actor. He doesn't have a squeaky high voice like Chris Tucker. No, that just gets on my nerves. Him and Kevin Hart get on my nerves. And it's not their skin color. It's the way they talk. Oh my God. McClane should have been bleeding to death. Recently, this movie got more love because, again, yeah, that's a jab at me. But again, guys, I take no offense. These guys have great chemistry. Yes, it is my favorite movie in 1995. This and the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. It's the best kids movie I saw back then, other than Toy Story. That wasn't animated. He said, "Hey Zeus, what did I look Puerto Rican to you?" And this movie did not come out on Christmas. It came out on May 19th of 1995, 25 years ago. He's lucky he didn't get killed. Trust me, If you wore a sign like that or you said that on Facebook, yeah, not only will you get blasted, you can get arrested. Just be decent, people. We're all human. At the end of the day, we're all human, no matter what color our skin is. Little PSA for me. We're all people, even though some of us act like animals. The idiots that did this COVID thing in the first place. But this is more like, but this you like more than Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, only because it's more adult and it holds up. And it doesn't have bad CGI. That movie has some bad CG at the end, but I still love it though. If you see my podcast from a few months ago. Simon. Toy Story is a better movie. The CG is definitely better. That guy is the black guy. He was the black dad in Jessie. If you've seen the Disney Channel. Toy Story, yeah, is better than Mighty Morphin Power Rangers because, again, the CGI works well for the first CG animated film from Pixar. Yeah, McTiernan didn't write this. This was written by two different writers. That's why they're doing the race thing. You have Jonathan Hensley. This guy wrote Armageddon, another 90s film with Bruce Willis. You have The Punisher. He did the 2004 Punisher movie. I was going to do like Hans is a better villain. Mainly because he's more threatening. Nothing against Simon, but, you know. And Samuel Jackson did this after Jurassic Park, so that's the first film I saw him in, ironically. And again, no one had cell phones. Did I want this to be the last Die Hard movie? No, because I like 4. I think 4 is just misunderstood. 5 has a lot of problems, but I can watch it. I like the 2004 Punisher more. I've only seen the 1989 version once. I've seen the Marvel version, the official version, twice. I'm gonna do a podcast for that next year. Since Marvel's getting their Marvel live action shows next year in January, I'm gonna do more Marvel stuff that's not in the MCU. Punisher, Ghost Rider, the first Ghost Rider, the Fantastic Four movies that are come out. Oh yeah, I was just saying. Hardly. Is he a better villain than William Sadler in the second film? Yes, he is. And this movie was originally called Simon Says. Yes, The Punisher 2004 is awesome. I don't care if he doesn't have he has the skull on the T-shirt. And also that Thomas Jane was a good pick. I do like Dolph Lundgren in that movie, despite not having the skull on his chest. You're going to do a commentary at Fan Store? No, never. Never, Johnny. I am not wasting my time. I meant the 2005 movie and Rise of Silver Surfer once I've heard the commentaries that they have. I'll do one for like next summer because they came out in the summer of 2005 and 2007. Those I can handle any day over freaking that god-awful movie. I really, really hated that movie with like every fiber of my being. That and Venom are two of the worst Marvel movies with a big budget I've ever seen. As bad as the 1994 Fantastic Four movie that was never released officially in theaters or even on DVD, I saw that a few months ago on YouTube. It's awful, but if it had the budget and if it was a TV movie on like the CW or the at that time, the WB, it would have been fine. It was a product of its time, guys. I can't hate it forever. But the 2015 movie had no excuses. Bad studio interference, boring as hell, too dark. The actors don't want to be there. It's just soulless. So you only do commentaries on movies you like, no commentaries on bad films. That's not true. I don't think Vampire Suck is a great movie, but I do love the lead actress is adorable. I will do a bad movie one day, but not anything that it's going to cause me pain. I will not be doing The Force Awakens. I will not be doing Rogue One or Solo or The Last Jedi, no, because those movies hurt me a lot. I've done commentaries with my friends on movies I was not crazy about, or we talked about them, like some of the DCU movies and some of the Marvel films, because like I said, I don't want to bore people complaining the whole time. I love Aquaman, but Amber Heard sucked. Yep. Exactly. Did you see what happened this year during COVID? These monsters that were attacking these black people. Yeah, again, this movie was very meta for its time, and this has a social commentary on the racial relations we have now in 2020 and beyond. This guy also wrote The Saint, which I haven't seen. The 2014 movie, yeah, I'm not going to do that one either. I'd rather do the original Ninja Turtles films, even 3, so I can laugh at it. And remember, I have to either own the movie physically, digitally, or it has to be on a streaming service where I can find it. That's how I saw Captain Marvel. This guy also wrote the new Jumanji movie, the second movie, Welcome to the Jungle, which I didn't hate, but there was also the racial things in that too. He wrote Welcome to the Jungle because Kevin Hart's a black man and he goes crazy in that. His recent movie is called The Ice Road, which is going to be a Liam Neeson movie next year. Maybe it'll be decent. Who knows? I don't have the 2014 movie. Kill the Irishman. I've never seen that. Next, I like Next. That I would do a commentary for. I'm still going to do Babylon AD, Jerry, but I have to get my copy of it next year. The Adventures of Young Indiana Jones. You saw the 2014 movie? Yeah, it was awful. But the Turtles, their personalities were okay. Too much Megan Fox. I don't like that actress either. Just like Amber Heard, a no talent that's bisexual that doesn't even know how to act. Oh, this guy also wrote the first Jumanji movie. Who was calling? Yeah, nobody uses public phones anymore. Now we have cells. You didn't see The Last Jedi? No, I destroyed that. My old channel. One of my friends on Twitter sent me the copy, and I destroyed it. My dad has a copy of it, but I just don't want to see it. That movie hurts. It divided the franchise, and I'm like, until Mandalorian came out, we didn't have anything good. Because we had Last Jedi. A few months later, we had Solo. That was not any better. It wasn't divisive. It was just bad and too dark. I need some more tissue. These two have amazing chemistry. That's something that was missing in The Last Jedi, with what I heard. Finn, they only cast Boyega because he's dark skinned. That's it. Not because he's an Oscar winner, because he's not. Oh man, it would have been cool if you did a commentary on The Force Awakens so you could tear that bitch apart. I'm gonna do that when she retires, because then I could ridicule her all I want, and I don't have to worry about her causing me any more pain. Because guess what, Johnny? Next year, she's releasing a movie called Chaos Walking. Do I have to say any more? Chaos Walking. Yeah. People don't think it's going to be that terrible. Well, watch a Watch Mojo video. They think which movie is going to be the worst of next year, and they say Chaos Walking. It got delayed 3 years, a fourth year, now that it's going to be 2021, and nobody cares. Tom Holland had a horrible year. The only good thing that happened to him is getting another Spider-Man movie, because the last movies he did were Spies in Disguise. I liked it, but it flopped. Doolittle was horrendous. Onward didn't make money because of COVID, but it deserved not to make any money. I didn't want to see it. Yeah, number 3 Train. Also, the footage in this movie was used in the movie called what was it called? An Alan Smithy film. It came out a couple years after this. I hope it flops hard and gets a hand. Yes. I don't want to see the hobo again. I don't call her by her name. She's the hobo. Has no money on her in the freaking Force Awakens and does nothing and has a stick. Yeah, you don't need to steal a cab now because they have Ubers now. Ubers and Lyfts. Yeah, that really is Manhattan. This is not. They don't go to Toronto until the end of the movie. Yeah, I don't want to see. I don't want to see Chaos Walking. I don't want to get go into cardiac arrest, guys. I've had a very rough year. She ain't got no talent. She got no ass. She got nothing. I'm sorry. You know why Haley Atwell? I mean, not Haley Atwell. Haley Seinfeld is getting that role in Hawkeye because she can act and she's gorgeous. Or Caitlin Dever, who was in Booksmart. She's adorable. She has the most cute nose I've ever seen. Or the freaking actress from Stargirl. I have some problems with her, but she's a lot better than the hobo. At least her stick can fight. The staff that's in Stargirl, at least that thing can defend itself. Or the other girls that I really enjoy, like Elizabeth Olsen. WandaVision's coming out in a couple weeks. I'm going to watch it and support her. I haven't seen an MCU movie in a long time, and I want to do more next year. And I also want to do some of the DCU stuff. I just did Aquaman. I want to do not Man of Steel. I want to do BVS one day. I did Wonder Woman already. Justice League. Some other DC stuff too, like Joker. I'm doing at the end of the year. So Johnny, get ready for that. It's going to be on 12:15 a.m. in the new year. I set it up so I can show you guys how much that movie meant to me. Yeah, this movie has a car, like a lot of traffic, just like in the fourth movie when I forgot his name, Gabriel, I think his name was the guy the computer hacker guy, that the cyber terrorist played by Timothy Oliphant. Yeah, he also causes a thing. You're gonna do a commentary on the Dark Knight trilogy, Batman and Robin. Yeah, definitely the Dark Knight trilogy, but next year because they're very long, and I want to wait until because the Batman is not coming out next year. So in your face, Robert Pattinson. When your lead star gives a bunch of the crew members gets them sick, you have that movie is doomed. Mm-hmm. With Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible 7, I commend him for telling these people to go to get clean or get out of my face. Because again, that movie, I don't want it ruined because of people getting sick. My health comes first. The Dark Knight trilogy I have on DVD, so that's available. But Batman and Robin, no. I haven't done the other Batman movies. I haven't done Batman 89, Returns, Batman Forever. I'm just trying to avoid any more disasters, especially next year. No more Gentlemen for me. And no more Guy Ritchie movies. I'm just tired of him. What time is it? It's almost 5 o'clock. And we're about halfway through the movie. Yeah, 32 minutes. Favorite JCVD movie? I don't know which one. One of them is Universal Soldier, his earlier stuff. You saw they said Jennifer Convertible. Yeah, I know. Because this movie has a lot at stake. It's not just James, John in a freaking another building. Yeah, and I've been on the train during COVID. Bloodsport or Time Cop? Bloodsport. I haven't seen Time Cop in a long time. It's been a while because that was where Jean-Claude Van Damme peaked for a while, and then he started taking drugs and doing these horrible movies like Street Fighter. Oh my God, that movie hurts, Johnny. That movie I will never do a commentary for because I loved the game Street Fighter 2 when I was a kid, and that movie was nothing like the game. You saw you don't like white people again. The racial relations works in this movie because this was 1995, and again, if you had a pair of Jordans, because he came back to basketball around 95 or 96, and he was the biggest thing in sport in basketball. So if you had a pair of sneakers like that, they'd shoot you. Now they don't care. People don't care about shoes. They care more about masks and hand sanitizers in a parking spot more than a pair of shoes. I could literally flaunt my shoes right in front of someone's face and they wouldn't care, even if they were Jordans. Because I can only do films that I own. I'm not gonna go on Netflix and see a movie I've never seen before. I'll do that on my own time. Because I don't want to make a commentary that is just me going, oh God, it hurts. I love Bloodsport. Yeah, it's a good movie. I just had the full screen version. I haven't had the widescreen version for a while. I think it's on Blu-ray. It's widescreen, and that's the only good Bloodsport movie. All the sequels after that are garbage. Trust me. I saw 4 and I was bored. You saw there's a shark there, yeah. What about a commentary on Sin City? I haven't seen it yet, so that's out until I've seen it at least once, or the sequel, Dame to Kill For. Even though I won't mind because there's beautiful women in those movies. I have a whole year to see movies in 2021. My next commentary will be Live Free or Die Hard, the unrated cut this time, so I could see, that version. And then after that is Joker. Bloodsport was JCVD breakthrough. It was, yeah. He had done a film before that. It was a cameo. It was a movie called Don't Retreat, No Surrender. The first one, he was a cameo in that. Basically, they put him on the box art, but that is not his film. It's another guy's film. I've seen the sequel. I think the sequel's awesome. Bloodsport was where he broke out. Before that, he did Black Eagle and No Retreat, No Surrender and other things, but it was not a major role here. I don't do commentaries for movies that cause me pain. Get him up! Ah, your voice cracked. That phone. Yeah, and they blow up the train. Yeah, it's scary. Like I've seen this happen, guys. Not in person. Like I was never on a train when this happened, but I've seen it happen though. Trains that were derailed from the duck. I've been on the 3 train, I think once, and other trains with letters and with numbers because I live in a city. So dealing with New Yorkers, trust me, especially during this year, whoo, getting on a train if you don't have a mask, they'll give you a fine now. Ooh, man, and they really did this stunt. This is not a real train. It was a set, but still, that is scary, man. And being a New Yorker for here for decades, I know exactly what that feels like. Yeah, the cop just says, "I'm like, run, serve and protect, man. You want to get killed? You're not a cartoon. You'll die if you get hit by a train." That's crazy, man. And they survived this too. Commentaries on nostalgia critic movies. Nostalgia critic movies. What does that mean? The movies that he did already? I did a couple of them already. I did the Power Rangers movie, so you should do a commentary on Sonic. I will. That's going to be for 2021, for February. I'm scheduling it for February. Sonic and Pokemon Detective Pikachu. Yeah, you should do a commentary on Sonic. Sonic is going to be for February. I've already heard the commentary on the Blu-ray, so that will be for 2021 because the year's almost over. Because I'm not doing a commentary tomorrow. I need a break. This is when he finds out who Simon is. No, movies like To Boldly Fleet or Uncanny Valley. Oh, you mean like Kick-Assia and all? No, those are too short. I'm gonna do films mostly. What do you think of Cyborg? It's good. The theatrical cut. I heard of the director's cut, and they cut a lot of stuff out. So the original theatrical cut is good. Hmm. Yeah, Simon, like the game. Good Die to Die Hard is not the worst thing I've ever seen. It has a lot of flaws. The villain sucks. The Jai Courtney's not very good, and the Russian girl's terrible. And it's a little bit of shaky cam, but I've seen worse, guys. Look at some direct-to-video films from the 80s and 90s, and some of those are way worse because they're boring. As bad as there were things in Good Day to Die Hard, it still has a lot more action than some movies that came out this year. I can easily say that. Gentlemen didn't even have action. It's just a bunch of crime. It's a crime drama comedy with a bunch of force, you know. Yes, I saw the first movie. Here's the only flashback from the first film. Alan Rickman falling off the building. Yep. Yep. See the continuity. That's not a required. That's not a Simon Peter Gruber. Dun dun dun. Yep. That's what they're doing in Fast and the Furious 9. Oh, Toretto had a brother they never mentioned in the first 6 appearances he made or 8 appearances he made in. Because Vin Diesel, did he miss one? Yeah, he wasn't in the second movie. But so 7 out of 8 of the films that have been in the Fast and the Furious franchise so far, before 9 comes out, they never mention he had a brother, ever mentioned. So they're like, "Oh, John Cena's your brother." No. Yeah. They ran out of ideas with that franchise. It's ridiculous. It's been in the toilet ever since Paul Walker died. Simon Peter Gruber, yeah. This is a trick, though. This one is. I might rent with a vengeance on the library around this week to see it for the first time. Well, you should see it, Johnny. It's been 25 years. It's an easy movie to find at in any library or if you can find it online stream. Because in the first movie, there's one thing that Hans does that weakens his character, and that's when John catches him before the movie's over, and he starts screaming like, "Oh God, no!" And I'm like, where did that come from? Simon doesn't do that in this movie. Even though Hans is a more memorable villain, that scene was just weak. John could have killed him right there, and the movie would have been over. But they have to stretch it out. That's what it feels like. The third act in Die Hard just feels a little bit stretched out. Here, no, it goes by quick. You have the chase scene with the water, and then you have the scene on the boat, and then you have the scene at the end in the yeah, it was studio interference. That's why they ended it in Toronto. But again, it's satisfying. The original ending of this movie, Simon doesn't die. But in a Die Hard movie, the villain has to die. That's just the way it is. That's been a staple of the franchise since the first movie. When you think about it, this is similar to what the Joker was going to do in The Dark Knight when he put a bomb in the hospital. That was really dark. That's why that movie should have been R. Just saying, because a movie like that now would not be PG-13. Yeah, schools have to be safe next year. You don't want to take your kids to a school that's full of diseases or bombs. Yeah, because when 2020 is over, I'm gonna just pretend that it never happened. I'm gonna just shoot. I'm gonna flash myself like this, right? There he is. We don't see the villain until almost an hour into the movie, so hold on. Yeah, here's the flash. I'm gonna do this. Line and sinker. I'm gonna do the flash and then forget that this year even happened. People take bomb threats seriously now, especially in 2020. Forgot to shave, but I'm gonna take a shower later. So, out of all the '90s films, Die Hard 3 is your favorite? Yeah, it is. Well, of action, R-rated action movies, this is my favorite. I love Speed, but I hate the sequel. So there's no good after that. There's only one good Speed movie, and that's the first one. The closest to Speed 2 is when Rennie Harlan did 12 Rounds with John Cena. But the villain in that movie is so weak because he's like he's like, oh my God, it's your fault, John Cena, that you killed my girlfriend. I'm like, first of all, it was an accident. That was not his fault. It's ridiculous. It's the most contrived thing I've seen a villain do since The Lion King. Oh, there it is. A Trump drop. Yep, and this is 25 years before he was our president. So Thank God he didn't have a cameo in this movie. Josh gave Wonder Woman 84 an 8 out of 10. I will see that movie tomorrow if I can, because my friend, my sister's getting HBO Max, so we're going to be watching certain theatrical releases at home, so we're safe until the theaters come back, operational in New York City. I have to just keep doing it. At least when Simon does the southern accent here, it's part of the plot. It's not I'm gonna pretend I'm like this and then cry like a bitch. No, that's not what he does. I don't know why he did a southern accent like his brother in the first movie, but I guess it's continuity. He also does that accent in that stupid movie. Was it Beautiful Creatures? Yeah, I couldn't get through that movie. They shoehorned in a bunch of religious stuff in a freaking fantasy film. Why? I don't know. And I got the movie on DVD because I've had this movie for 10 years now, since January of 2010. It only has a commentary. They should do a new special feature for it, like not with McTiernan because he's retired now. But this is a good movie. It still holds up. I'm gonna get to my final thoughts when we get to the end of this film. But yeah, I got it for $10 at a place called J&R. Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore, but I got it there for $10. So Soul, I haven't seen it yet, so don't. You're not a big fan of True Lies. It's a good movie. It's just way too long, Johnny. The second half of that movie feels like another film. After the scene with the bridge, the movie should have ended there because it feels like James Cameron's like, this movie's not long enough. Let's add another hour to the movie. I'm like, why, James Cameron? You don't need 2.5 hours to tell a good story. Remember the first Terminator? That's under 2 hours. It goes by quick. But ever since he did Aliens, it's like every movie James Cameron has to be over 2.5 hours and freaking long and have a massive cast and be too much CGI recently. And I'm like, it's just too much. I'm not looking forward to the Avatar sequels. I do like True Lies, but it's hard to find now because, it's out of print. Yeah, speak English, you freaking foreigners that come into this country that don't know it. Learn it or leave it. It's not. That's not a request. That's a freaking mandatory in New York City. Look who's there, the World Trade Center. Good thing you're not gonna see it because I don't want other people to get sad. Yeah, but the World Trade Center was much bigger. I know. I was there when I was a kid. I'll see Soul, but I'm gonna wait till 2021 because it came so late in the year. It was supposed to come out in like what, June, and it got pushed because of COVID. So most of these posts are just on Wonder Woman, but no spoilers, guys. I haven't seen the film yet, so that's why I'm doing a commentary here to avoid spoilers. Oh, Amy Jo Johnson, you made my day again. This year, I saw her twice at GalaxyCon, and she's still as beautiful and desirable as she's always been. I want to do another commentary with another film she's done because I adore her, man. And I like the fact that Simon looks different from his brother Hans. He's not a brunette. He doesn't have a mustache or a beard, and he's blonde for some reason. And also, Jeremy Irons is the goat. He's the best freaking Scar. There is no competition. Chidewell, Edgy Four, can't tie his shoes because he was just phoning it in as Scar in the Lion King remake. Irons is old, but he can still do it better than freaking Chidewell. This is the woman of the movie. There's a female villain this time. Da-da. The ants go marching 10 by 10. The little one stopped to check them. And they all come marching down to the ground to get out of the rain. Yeah, that means, yeah, they should speak English because they're in the US, not Spain. Exactly. This isn't Russia. This isn't China. This isn't freaking thing. I'm fine for diversity and all that, but have both languages. Be multilingual. At least learn American Sign Language. It's not that hard, guys. Jeez. ESL classes don't cost too much. And this woman is actually a singer. It's weird because she doesn't talk in the movie. But maybe that's for the best, because maybe she had an accent that I didn't like. I don't know. Because like I said, I hate watching foreign movies with subtitles. I don't like doing that in the theater. I did that once, and that was for the original Godzilla from 1954, because I love that movie. Asian cinema, I can handle it. It's beautifully shot, and and it's usually an anime. I can watch it for the animation and for the good voice acting. Also, in this movie, he's stealing just like his brother did in the first movie, except this time he's getting gold instead of bonds. And they didn't rip out the first movie. They did, the ants go marching one by one. Da, 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 da. And this movie still looks great, by the way. If you hate watching that, then you're definitely going to hate Inglourious Basterds. Yeah, half of the movie is subtitled in German. Again, I don't speak freaking German. I live in New York City. There's not even anybody of German descent in the city anymore. Yeah. Neo-Nazis, not for me, guys. Sorry. Not everybody. There's a good guy here on YouTube named CinemaSins who's of German descent. He's the nicest guy in the world. He doesn't have a negative bone in his body. But the ones that speak it and go Heil and all that, no, I'm not going to do the salute and all that. It's just too much. They don't do it here, thankfully. It's too much. Like the Inglourious Basterds, that's the only Tarantino movie I refuse to watch right now because I don't like reading subtitles. The first 30 minutes is a farmer and a Nazi talking about where are you hiding these people. Again, that could have been a 5-minute scene, not 30 minutes. Just saying. And it's inaccurate anyway. I'd rather watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Yes. Because at least I don't like Margot Robbie, but she dies in that. Because Sharon Tate, you know her fate in that. Well, this is her slasher villain thing. She doesn't act anymore. I think she's still a singer. Slash. You're wasting bullets. Again, why? She has like a scythe or something, or a sickle. It's a giant knife, yeah. Oh, wait, what was that? Oh, yeah, I forgot this light. It shuts off after overheating. Put it on for a little bit longer. Not a problem. I thought the lights went out. I'm like, no, because then the podcast will be over. Yeah, she slashes a guy. They reduced the violence by making just slashing and not just constantly stabbing him like a slasher villain. Because in Inglourious Basterds, like I said, I don't want to read subtitles. When I watch a movie on Netflix, I want it to be in English, mostly. I want to watch something, not read it. Unless it's a unless it's a movie that's unless it's an Asian movie, usually I would the Republic of South Africa, or no, Saudi Arabia, I think. Yeah, I said. Yeah, Inglourious Basterds is no very bullshit. I know because I've heard things about it that it got all this praise because of the lead villain, the Jew hunter, played by Christoph Waltz. Here comes John. Yeah, it's good that they showed the villain finally because in the first movie they showed the villain a lot sooner. Yeah, he does. He has two of them. An elephant. Yeah, because elephants migrate a lot. Yeah, it's a movie's almost over. So if it only got praised because it's directed by Tarantino, yeah, because everything he touches apparently is gold, even though it's not perfect, guys. That was when they had a misfire. Because his other films are really well done, even though Django Unchained is very racist. It's more racist than this movie because every 5 minutes they say the N-word. Every 5 minutes. Somebody white or black says the N-word. I'm like, why? It's not funny. This is not a comedy. It becomes ridiculous after a while. Samuel Jackson says it. Leonardo DiCaprio says it. Jamie Foxx says it. It's too much. Because, like I said, Tarantino's first movie, feature film, was Reservoir Dogs. That's a better movie. It's short and to the point. It's not 2.5 hours. That's another director that his films are way too long. Get to the freaking point. This is 2 hours, but not 2.5 hours. None of the Die Hard movies are that long. The longest one is the first one, and that's only because there's some padding in it. There's some side characters in the first movie that don't really do it for me. They're just there to fill time. Yeah, I don't know why Tarantino has a boner for that word because he says it in two of his films, mainly in Django Unchained and Hateful Eight, which was good, but it was a little bit too long. And there's a scene in that movie that made me laugh, and it was not a comedy, where uh, Jennifer Jason Leigh poisons Kurt Russell's soup or something, or broth, and he starts vomiting. But the way he did it is so theatrically cartoonish. It's stupid. He's like, that's laughable. He doesn't go, he goes, and I'm like, that's theatrical, Tarantino? That's laughable. Watch it. No, he was not going to call it that. If he suppressed him? Yeah. Like I said, they only say the N word here like maybe 3 or 4 times in the entire movie. Simon never says the word because, again, it's derogatory. Probably because Tarantino's racist himself. I'm not going to say anything. I won't pass judgment on him, but he shouldn't say that word. Just don't use it in your next movie. Did he say it in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? There's nobody black in that movie. You have DiCaprio, I think Brad Pitt, and you have Margot Robbie, who's like the whitest girl in the world, guys. This and 12 Rounds are similar in tone because it's in a major city, and John Cena has to go through all these trials, to stay alive. I like that movie. I want to get that movie on DVD. Hopefully, I can find it at Dollar Tree. Yeah, I had this today. These sliders at a 7-Eleven. I don't think the address is on it. These sliders, this cheeseburger is really good. It's only $1.08, and you get your money's worth. I think better than some places like McDonald's or Burger King because the meat is better. I ate it and I didn't get sick, so I would recommend those if you eat meat, if you're not vegan. That burger, those sliders are pretty good. I'm glad that 7-Eleven is selling hamburgers and cheeseburgers now. It hits the spot, man, because chicken just doesn't do it for me. I eat it and I'm still hungry when I eat it. If Wood Avengers came out in 2019 or 2020, would get slammed by a boy. Of course it would. If you showed this movie, show this movie, show this movie in Harlem in a Black Lives Matter movement, place, and they will go crazy. They would be like, "Oh my God, there's something I word. Let's burn the movie. Let's cancel this movie." It was made in 1995. Yeah, it's Christmas. Yeah, it was Christmas yesterday, and it was chaotic. I got some good stuff. I got the Nintendo Switch. I'll show you that. Hold on. Got the Nintendo Switch, and I'm playing my good games. I got. I'll show the games next time. I already showed you Pokemon. I got a Mario game. There it is. It's awesome. Look at my not headphones. My plug, because I have to plug it in for later. Yeah, I don't understand why this movie it got slammed by critics. I'm like, cancel culture is stupid. If a movie was made back in the day and it was racist, I'm like, it was made for its time. You do something racist now, you should get burnt. Especially now when people are racially sensitive. Black Panther came out, guys. We know that black people can sell a movie. I've known that ever since I was a kid. When Blade came out when I was 13, I never said, "Oh my God, they have a black superhero." Yeah, they did. Steel in the comics. John Henry Irons, he's black in the comics. So is Blade and Static Shock. I remember him and who else? It's fine. It doesn't bother me. Bloodsport or the first Die Hard. I choose Bloodsport because it's much shorter. Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while, Johnny. That's why I haven't, because I don't own it anymore. I had the full screen version. This woman doesn't say a word, and she's still a better actress than the hobo. This guy looks like the guy from. He looks like Matt Fuhrer, the guy from Honey I Shrunk the Kids, and the voice of Pain and in Panic. He looks like him. It's weird. They're speaking German, so I'll just mute it. So I could just read the subtitles. See, I'm in control. In the movie theaters, I'm not, but at home, I am. I can mute what I want or fast forward what I want. If I I'm more attracted to black girls than a lot of white girls. I'm going to tell you that right now, especially in my personal life. But like I said, any female of any persuasion, if they're clean and they're decent human beings and they attract me, I'm going for it, guys. My battery's low. It's at 35%, so I'll charge it after this movie's done. Can't believe it's already 5 o'clock. Wow, it's already nighttime here. I mean, I liked Will Smith when I was a kid. I saw Independence Day in the theater. That had a black lead, and it didn't cause any controversy. So calm down, people. Because, boycotting a movie, what should have been boycotted this year? That movie on Netflix called Cuties. That was disgusting. That's sexualizing a bunch of underage girls. That is never going to fly. with me ever. That's disgusting. That's just that's garbage. Absolute freaking garbage. Cancel culture should be some things that are offensive in a bad way, like something like that. Not because it has a white lead or has a black lead or has this or that, you know, or because Jimmy Fallon painted himself black. That was a long time ago, guys. Let it go. Yep. And I love that this movie does not hold back on the violence. It's just as violent as the first two movies. Yeah, you see, explode blood all over the place. It's like the Joker movie. That movie didn't get violent until like the about 30 or 40 minutes into the film when Joker's on the train, he gets a gun and then he shoots these guys. I'm like, oh, there's the R rating. There's the bloody violence that I was expecting. Yeah, please don't, Bruce Willis. I want you to keep working, but don't get sick, man. Look at Gal Gadot's face. She's so beautiful. That's the sweetest little face I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, real gold. They had trucks load. Do a commentary on Speed after I've seen it the first time. The Matrix films, I don't have the first one, and I don't have Revolution, so I have to wait. I have the second one though. Look at that face. Look how beautiful that woman is. Look at that. That is a beautiful angelic face, man. How dare some people say she can't act? They just need to get out of their basements. Yeah, they hot wired a car. Well, the car looked like it was busted up anyway. Because people already posted pictures of what Cheetah looks like in Wonder Woman 1984, a year before I was born, by the way. There's the Brooklyn Bridge, yeah. Because as a New Yorker, I have a soft spot for movies that take place here. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, it's pandering to me, but again, as a New Yorker, both bred and raised here, it hits the sweet spot. That's why I like the Godzilla remake. Shoot me, I don't care. I like that movie. I'll do a commentary for that next year. The 1998 remake. Speed. That movie came out a year before this. And that's the thing. How could the first Speed be such a good movie and then the sequel is terrible? Yeah, they have a portable phone here. Remember when cars had a phone, like a wire phone? That was a different time. Now everybody has a phone. They're doing this in the car. Hello, honey. I'm coming to pick up some eggs and crash. Don't do that, people. Don't go on your phones when you're in a car. It's dangerous. Don't text in the car. Don't make any phone calls unless you have a Bluetooth in your ear. Don't do this when you're driving or riding a bicycle or riding a motorcycle, anything, because you want to be safe. Yeah, I know. Do a commentary on T2. I will, but next year because it's very long. Get ready for cable TV and internet price hikes. And yeah, I know cable TV and internet price hikes. I'm like, I don't have to worry. I like to watch stuff for free on Tubi and YouTube and whatever. They're not going to charge me for watching stuff that I could watch for free. What a bloodbath. Huh? I'm going to try to talk more. Unbreakable or Gladiator? Unbreakable because it's shorter and it doesn't have the downbeat ending that Gladiator does. I have to put a movie like this because it's winter. Winter's long and really boring after all the holidays and festivities are over. It gets really slow after my birthday. Really freaking slow, guys. And I'm also going to do commentaries for movies that you guys probably have never heard of, like Road Trip and Tomcats and a bunch of movies with Heather Stevens because she's just retired. It's sad because I really miss her. Yeah, this movie, the racial tension actually it makes sense because Samuel Jackson's black and McClane is white. So it was, and there's a lot of people of color in New York City. So I know I live here by experience. That's me by experience, leading by example. What do you think of Last Action Hero? I rewatched it a few months ago. It still holds up. Yeah, it's dumb, but it's also meta. And it was before Deadpool came out, and people didn't get that it was supposed to be wink, wink, winking at the audience. A parody of action movies. It is, and it's fun. It's not even Stallone. It's not even Arnold's worst movie because he did Batman and Robin. Which ending you prefer, Unbreakable or The Sixth Sense? Unbreakable, because The Sixth Sense has also a downbeat ending where, yeah, Bruce Willis was dead the whole time. While that's a good twist at the time, it still hurts the movie a bit because it was the best twist Shyamalan ever did. After that, every movie had to have a twist or a stupid ending or, an adaptation that people didn't like. And I know. Because Unbreakable has an actual ending. Of course, they screw it up in Glass, but I haven't seen Glass, so that I'm not doing a commentary until I've seen that and Split. Which God help me because I can't take. I don't like Anna Taylor Joy. She does too much, and they're trying to push her to be the next Natalie Portman or something. And I'm like, I'm sorry, she's a Brit, guys. She's only going to go so far. She's a teeny bopper, tweeny bopper, and her last big movie was New Mutants. Yeah, the last movie she did in theaters, not Gambit's Queen's Gambit on Netflix, in theaters, was a god awful freaking movie called New Mutants. Nobody was good in that movie. Nobody. Yeah, I've never been to Yankee Stadium. Yeah, I've been to Madison Square Garden, Radio City Music Hall. I've been to MCU Park in Coney Island, but I've never been to Yankee Stadium because it's in the Bronx. There's a new Yankee Stadium because they renovated it a couple times. I could tell you're gonna hate those two movies. Which two movies? New Mutants? Yeah, I know. Or Split, because like I said, the only actress I like in that movie in Split is Haley Lu Richardson. That woman is a goddess. Look at her face. Let me show you a picture of her. She's absolutely just adorable. Way better than freaking. Look at this face, Jerry. Look at this beautiful woman. Look at her face. Yeah, that's another Santa Claus reference in a non Christmas movie. They say Santa Claus in this movie, but it's not doesn't take place during Christmas. Hold on. Oh man. Ugh. Where's the antacids? Well, this isn't working, so I'm gonna have to just Chester A. Arthur. I never heard of him. Yeah, New York. Who's hotter, Monica Bellucci or Sharon Stone? Oh, Monica Bellucci. She has the most gorgeous hair and a beautiful face I've ever seen. Mel Gibson couldn't make her look ugly. That's saying a lot. He threw dirt in her and put her face in mud or whatever. And when he was filming The Passion, and she still looked gorgeous. That's all I'm going to say about that movie. I'm never reviewing that because I don't want to horrify people. You're going to hate Split and Glass. I've heard people were mixed on them because James McAvoy, I'm sorry, him acting like 25 different people, he doesn't do it for me with one accent. Imagine with 25. Oh, I'm British. Now I'm Southern. Now I'm American. Now I'm this. And I'm like, no, you're not. Just stop it already. Stop trying so hard. You're freaking the fake Charles Xavier in those bad X-Men movies, First Class, Dark Phoenix, and Apocalypse. You couldn't shine the shoes of Patrick Stewart, James McAvoy. The only good movie he did on his own was the first Chronicles of Narnia, the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, the Disney version, not the BBC version. That's like 3 hours. That movie's good, but it's just too long. I'll just have to show you a picture of her on my tablet. Chester Arthur. That's the guy that's. I'm in New York, New York, New York. I do like that song from Alicia Keys. There's nothing you can't do in New York, New. It was in the movie Secret Life of Pets too. That was a good. I like that. But again, Kevin Hart is annoying in that movie. It's too much. And not a fan of the first Narnia. It's too long. It's way too long. It's a beautifully visually stunning film. It's just the British accents get on my nerves, and the movie's just too long. The sequel was even worse. Prince Caspian was awful. That was a piece of garbage. That was a bad Disney movie. The third one I have not seen yet. Dawn Shredder, I'm going to watch it next week. But that's it, though. After that, I don't think we need a fourth movie. It's just going to be too long. It's trying to be like a Lord of the Rings with kids, but it just fails. The sequels, it just get excessively worse. Caspian was just my that was my kryptonite. This is Lady Lu Richardson. Let me show you how gorgeous she is. I don't blame you, Johnny, for not liking those movies. They're a test of your patience. Look at this beautiful girl. Look at this face. Why isn't she in a Marvel or DC movie yet? This gorgeous, gorgeous woman, Haley Lu Richardson. That's a lead that I like. And she's only been acting since 2012 for the past 8 years. She's 25 and she just got engaged. I barely remember the second one, Prince Caspian. I haven't seen it in years. Didn't like the third one either. It's just the movies are too long. That's why the third one Disney withdrew. Yeah, those Narnia movies. Like I said, I only have the first one because it was a special edition. I'm keeping it for the special features because those four kids, they don't do it for me. They're all bints, and I'm sorry, they're not the best actors. The actors in Harry Potter are way better, even though I'm not crazy about them either. But Daniel Radcliffe and Rupert Grint and Emma Watson, at least they have better chemistry, and they were in all the films. In the third Narnia movie, the Dawn Treader, which is actually the second book, two of the actors are missing. They missed like half the movie. I know because I saw the trailer. I'm in New York, New York. The movie's almost over. We got 43 minutes. Yeah, it's a little bit long, but like I said, it's not 2.5 hours. So that's Haley Lu Richardson, in case you want to know what she looks like. She's gorgeous, guys. I first saw her in a movie called Christmas Twister. You can watch it online. You can stream it on Peacock or Tubi, and she's beautiful in that movie. Absolutely stunning. And she can act. So that's something that Ella Taylor-Joy just doesn't have for me. She has these big, beady eyes, and I don't trust her. I don't trust her at all. Her last name is Joy, and nothing that she's done has given me joy. So better luck next time, Joy. I'd rather see Joy from freaking Inside Out. But this movie never felt too long for me because Force Awakens is almost the same running time, and that felt long. I felt every bit of screen time that this girl was in, and it hurt me a lot. Hold on, I don't want to. I'm gonna bring these so I can play them later. You already saw my Pokemon game. I got this one, Shield, but I got another game I want to show in my New Year's Eve video that I do every year. Yeah, she looks good, more attractive than the fat fishy bitch. Annotator said the Lady Burkett and Felicity Beaver Jones. Exactly. I don't like those actresses. Yeah, McClane shoots out of here like a Nickelodeon. He shoots out like a geyser. It looks like a freaking stunt from Double Dare or something like that, or American Gladiators. It's just I don't trust British actresses. There's only 10% of them I can stand, and that's a very small minority. That's like 100 out of like a billion of them. It's not saying much. You didn't say nobody. Yeah, run, McLean, run. And also, this year was the 25th anniversary of this movie. So if you haven't watched it, stream this, rent it, or buy it. It's worth your time. It still holds up very well. And while it's not the classic the first movie is, I think it's a great sequel. Like, this is the best Die Hard sequel without question. Have you seen Edge of Tomorrow? No. Don't like Emily Blunt with her big fish lips and her force face. Not a fan. I love Tom Cruise. I have the Mission Impossible movies for a reason, except for two, which yes, I'm reviewing it next week, Johnny. So look at my channel next week, and I'll be reviewing it. Maybe tomorrow. Yeah, McClane's shooting like, "Wah!" That's hilarious. That's straight out of a comedy. The only reason I haven't seen Edge of Tomorrow is because of her. It's not it's not Tom Cruise. It's not freaking Bill Paxton or anybody else. I don't want to see it online because I don't want to see it in a small screen. Well, there's places you can see it. Well, soon it'll be on Disney Plus by next year. Once Fox gets an adult section for Disney Plus, the Plus will be an adult section where they put R-rated movies that are not meant for children, like Deadpool, Logan, Deadpool 2, the Die Hard films. Yeah, they did this to me when I was after 9/11 happened. They took me into the auditorium and they told me like to be safe out there. I didn't know what was happening until I saw the TVs. And this black kid reminds me of our friend Josh, just without the glasses. No offense, Josh, if you're out there. If you do see this video later, he looks like you. You have the same like curly hair. The kid, one of the taller black kid from the beginning of the film. I've seen the first two Die Hard films online. I like them. Seeing them on a small screen was uncomfortable. I know again that you can find this online to real cheap, or if you get the box set or something, or if you rent it. There's places you can rent. It's just the libraries were closed this year because of COVID. All the libraries in New York City were closed. All of the Brooklyn public libraries were completely shut down since March. I know because I went there earlier this year. I don't like to see a movie on a small screen like the way like a YouTube video. Let me just show you quick without the sound. I don't like seeing movies like this either. Like not old movies, they're just like in a little box like this. No, because it looks terrible. It's like you're trying to squint to watch it. And this is crazy because a few years after this movie came out, you had the Columbine shooting, and that was awful. See, there was a lot of violence is all over the world, man. People can't be civil to one another. I shove people out of my way when they're in my way in the mall, but I don't put out a gun and start shooting. I'm not a sick person, you know. I'm not a monster. Yeah, the shaky cam is a little bit much. Where they're shaking the camera, McTiernan was shaking the camera like this a little bit. That's the only bad camera work in the movie, just a little bit, because I guess they were running with the camera in the rain. So oh yeah, because remember when people used to have to pay with a toll with money, like with the coins? Yeah, they don't do that anymore. They use a card or something. I still use coins because I need them. You know, every little bit helps. Does the shaky cam hurt the film a little bit? Because it's like this a little bit. I'm like, why are you shaking the camera, McTiernan? You didn't shake the camera in the first movie or in Predator. So why are you shaking the camera? I don't know. That's one glitch. But other than that, the rest of the film is perfectly shot. The action sequences work. Yeah, the actor that plays Joe is a native Canadian. So happy Boxing Day to my fellow Canadian, my Canadian neighbors up there up north, like my friends Josh and Evan and Ty. Yeah, I hope you're having a safe Boxing Day because you know the malls were crazy today. I went out in America and it's just like Black Friday all over again. The mall was super crowded and I couldn't stay there very long. I just went in and went out. Good stunt work, by the way. These guys that did the stunts for Willis and for Samuel Jackson they did a great job. Here's another thing. I mean, there was some shaky cam on Saving Private Ryan, but only in the beginning. Doesn't hurt the film, but not horribly edited movies. No, there's films that the action is so frenetic that I can't see what the hell is going on. Like Transformers: The Last Night. The camera's doing this. It's going in and out of a freaking. It's shaking like this. The freaking aspect ratio is not like this. It's like it goes like this. Why? I want to see the freaking movie. I don't want to see a bar going up and down. They saw that guy got cut in half. Yeah, that's a good kill. It's like a Final Destination death. Again, yeah. Don't try this at home, kids. You'll be sorry. Um, have you seen Gamer? Yes. Yeah, it has some bad editing here and there. I do like, but Amber Valletta in that movie, mwah, absolutely gorgeous. Every scene she's in with that orange hair and those and that pasties or whatever, I'm like, yeah, baby. It has some editing, but Gamer's not as bad as. Did you see the Taken sequels? Oh my God, that editing is horrendous. Olivia Megaton is the worst freaking action director I have ever seen. Ever seen. Because he gets big budgets on movies. He just did a movie this year called The Last American Crime on Netflix. Oh my God. That movie's horrible. I heard it was absolutely god awful. And Simon does. There's a long time where him and McClane don't see each other, but wait, no. Yeah, I want to see a movie in one aspect ratio and one shot. I don't want to see like John Wick does it right. There's frenetic, there's frenetic action, but it's not like shot to crap. Gamer may not be great, but at least there are some cinemas on the film, so I can't hate it. But not would ever rewatch either. Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while. That's why. I think I rented it or saw it on cable. So McClane's arm is completely, it's bloody, and he should have passed out. When I donate blood, usually I get very dizzy. Imagine losing all that blood on your arm. Favorite Adam Sandler film? Well, so far, Big Daddy. He has a bloody mess in this movie. And the fact that this movie made a lot of money, it was the biggest movie in 1995 when it came out. I just didn't see it because I was too young. And there it is, yeah. In the third movie, in the fourth movie, they speak French. One of the guys speaks French for some reason. Maybe he's French Canadian. I don't know. Oh man. Yep, I know. It just keeps going and going. You can't say that Bruce Willis doesn't that he quit acting, because he didn't. Have you seen Basic Instinct? Yes, the first one is good. The second one I haven't seen. It's a fake bomb. It's pancake syrup. That's all it is. Red pancake syrup, like you can get at IHOP. Hopefully, they're going to reopen soon. Have you seen Stop or My Mouth Shoot? Yeah, I think it's underrated. It's not the worst movie Stallone's done. Stallone, you did Spy Kids 3D. That's way worse because you're trying to be goofy characters that don't work. Yeah, so uh, Sonic came out on Valentine's Day, so I'll probably just do it on Valentine's Day in 2021. I got to schedule a bunch of other stuff on StreamYard. Can you do commentaries for the first time? Watch movies? Yeah, I can do that. But they have to be movies I'm interested in. Do not ask me to do The Rise of Skywalker, because I will not budge. I don't want to watch that on Disney Plus. It's garbage. 2 hours and 20 minutes that we'll never get back. Oh, by the way, this is going to be Return of the Jedi, but and throw everything at the screen. First time viewers are fine, because I want to do that in 2021 anyway. Do new stuff. So I'll be watching the movie and just reacting to it if I can. That way it could be more interesting, so it's not predictable. I know what's coming now. That way I don't have to see a movie, just by myself. I can let you guys watch it with me. It'll be a blind commentary. Basically, I don't know what I'm getting into. No, not Rise of Skywalker. How about first time watches commentaries for the 6th day and end of days? Maybe 6th day, end of days. No, not yet, because I will not watch anything with anything religious in it, any supernatural stuff. I want to keep that out for 2021, because I've been through enough this year already. Unless it's something like, I don't know, Ghostbusters, that I can handle. But like stuff like it's not real. It's not blood pancake syrup. Yeah, because I just want to keep that out. I don't want to have crosses shoved in my face. I'm sick of that. We get it, okay? We get it. Christmas just happened. We get it. Mm-hmm. Is that Ludwig Borga? It looks like the professional wrestler that passed away. Looks like him. Any movie that doesn't have a commentary is eligible if I haven't done it already. That's why I did Power Rangers and Vampire Suck and and keeping up with the Joneses, because again, yeah, I do too. Tisha doesn't talk, so she's like, yeah. I'm also gonna do commentaries. Wait, see you soon. She'll be home at 6:30. Yeah, that's fine. That's just a text message from my sister. Because I'm almost done with the commentary anyway. So it'll be over by 6:15 maybe, or 6:20, because I started it a little bit late, but it's not my fault. I had to do a lot of work. I'm still doing some clothes, so doing the laundry. See, I work at home. I could be safe here by doing everyday chores that everybody can relate to if you live in a major city. If you don't have manservants like butlers and maids and whatever. Yeah, blow it up just like the Joker did when he burnt the money in the Dark Knight. I have first time watches are 12 Monkeys, Collateral Damage. I've seen Collateral Damage. That's not a first time. Seven and Fight Night. I haven't seen Seven or Fight Night. Those are eligible, but not Collateral Damage. I have the DVD. I've seen it twice, so it's not a first time. But I can do one for it. Trust me, I know what it's like to have a headache. I've lived in a city for over 3 decades with a bunch of like loud, obnoxious people. So this lady's it gives more emotion in those cold eyes than a lot of women do in films now, especially these British women. What do you think of Collateral Damage? It's underrated. The only reason it got pushed is because of 9/11, because it's a bunch of terrorists, like Middle Eastern terrorists, blowing up a building. Again, a little bit too soon. Kind of like this year. They Why did they make a COVID-19 movie? Why? If it was a documentary, I can understand, but capitalizing on a people's tragedies is wrong, guys. I don't support that. If you're up for a cause, I get it. I understand. But if it hurts people, reminding people of the painful year we had, that's wrong. That it's a movie. It's a real movie. It's with Sophie Carson and Kay Japa. Never watch that movie. I watch movies to be entertained, not to try to reflect on real issues here. This movie already did it, and it was ahead of its time with the racial relations. I get it, guys. I get it. Okay, Prejudice sucks. I know. Yeah, Collateral Damage is a good movie, underrated. Yeah, it is, but it's hard to watch if you went through 9/11 and saw that happen. In real life, if you were there in Manhattan when those towers were destroyed, it's hard to watch. Even though it's not, it doesn't take place in New York. But I still think Arnold is really good in the film. The villain is kind of weak. You have the guy from The Last Airbender. What was his name? He was also in Live Free or Die Hard. Um, and also the you have this woman, like this Italian woman, playing a Hispanic. I thought she was kind of weak in the movie. Yeah, they mentioned what happened to Holly while she's not in this. No, I don't want Holly to get killed. If they do a sixth movie, please do it right. This franchise is beloved by fans, even though five has a lot of problems, and I acknowledge that. I saw it in the theater. I can at least laugh at some of the things that they made it, like the that tap dancing idiot with the carrot. I'm like, yeah, it's straight out of a cartoon, but I've seen worse, guys. Yeah, this movie is still holds up. Cliff Curtis, yes, thank you, Johnny. He's a good actor, but sometimes like they make him play something that that he never is. He's either Indian or Middle Eastern or Hispanic or whatever. And I'm like, he can do some things he can't. So yeah. And by the way, after this movie, these guys don't go to the hospital. At least in the fourth movie, they go to the hospital. Him and this guy. What was it? Uh, what's his name? Not Jason Biggs. What's his name? The one that plays Matthew. Forgot. I guess I could shut this light off for now because I want to save some electricity. That explosion is awesome. Um, what's his name? Forgot his name. Hold on. Justin Long. Yeah, that's him. He was actually good in that movie. Yeah, Doug just did a review of Wonder Woman 84, but now I'm not going to see anything. Not Justin Chatwin, Justin Long. Justin Chatwin is another actor. He's never done a Die Hard movie yet. Yeah. Yeah, he never will since Justin Chatwin is retired. Well, he's retired? Wow, really? I didn't know that. I thought he was just taking a break. Well, maybe that's the best thing because after Dragon Ball Evolution, yeah, he should have retired right after that. But it's fine though. We still have Justin Long though. North des Lignes. That's in French. That's French Canadian. Yeah, that's gonna be me at the end of New Year's because we'll be done with this god awful year 2020, and 2021 can't be any worse. The vaccine's coming. We're gonna be safe. Finally. Have you seen Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon? No. Or the sequel. Yes, they made a sequel to it in English because apparently one movie was not enough. There's a good speech. What was with that? Good. What are you trying to? You're stuttering. Good. To fallen comrades. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to toast to that at the end of the year. To these wonderful actors that left us this year, that got COVID, or even just actors that in general that left us. Actors, singers, wrestlers. Nova Scotia, that's in Canada. Why did you dislike Little Nicky? It wasn't funny. It was just really forced. My commentary for Live Free or Die Hard is going to be next Monday on the 28th at 12. Yeah, I don't know why she's jumping him from behind. I guess she likes it rough. I don't know, guys. I'm sorry. I haven't done the deed yet. So, but I don't like it rough. I don't like people scratching me or jumping me from behind. No, that I don't like to be jumped from behind. I'd rather you jump in front of me than jump in from behind, because at least I'll see it coming. Little Nicky wasn't funny. It's Adam Sandler jargon like this the whole movie. Popeye's chicken. Ah. That's him for the whole freaking movie. It's annoying. It's annoying. It's so freaking annoying. And it's just creepy and just weird. The best part of that movie is Patricia Arquette because she can act. North of the border, that means, yeah. In Canada. I'm sorry, Adam Sandler doing this. It gets out of no. It gets on my nerves after a while. That's her. Yep. I showed a lot of love for Jessica Biel on this YouTube video. Well, it's in a helicopter, just like the end of the first movie, but not in Canada. I saw it yesterday and didn't hate it. Granted, I can't defend it, but I didn't hate it as much as Pixels, Jack and Jill, or Just Go With It, because again, it was made 20 years ago. So it's just stupid. It's a stupid movie. At least give Adam Sandler this. In Pixels, he's just a zombie, but he doesn't do stupid voices like that. Some guy on YouTube said, "Why did I come back?" I'm like, "It's a Jessica Biel clip. Why wouldn't I come back?" Yeah, guys. Justin Timberlake is a very lucky man. He's with one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. And I never saw Seventh Heaven, but I did see a couple of her films over the years. And yeah, Smiling face was like a Joker reference. Movie's almost over. What time is it? 6:08. Okay. We're almost done. Give it a few more minutes. Yep, there it is. The line in all 5 of the movies. Yep. It is a little bit abrupt, the ending, but considering how much chaos was in New York, yeah. A nice a nice explosion in Canada, in a Canadian, near a Canadian border, near I think it's like a hotel or something. Yeah. Da, da, da. And no, let it snow this time because it didn't snow. 2 hours and 1 minute. So, see, short and sweet compared to other films I've seen. And that's the end of Die Hard with a Vengeance, guys. Still holds up. And it's a good movie. Like, if you haven't seen it, Johnny, thanks for joining me in the chat. My next one will be in 2 days. Live for Your Die Hard. That's also a really good sequel. I think it's underrated and it should get more love, especially since it was only PG-13 because of studio interference. So that's Die Hard with a Vengeance. It's still an awesome freaking movie 25 years later. There's a reason that this is remembered, and half of the action movies this year were not. They'll be forgotten. And also the ones from 2021, screw the PG-13 nonsense that we're getting, like Fast 9 and No Time to Die. Yeah, I don't have time to die because I want to live. But anyway, this movie's awesome. Watch it if you can. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next podcast.